What's happening right now in the United Kingdom is absolutely terrifying, as the UK police are rolling out a new trial program where they are literally going into public areas with these new artificial intelligence facial recognition surveillance vans, all of course for your safety and security. We're going to go into that in so much more, but literally setting up facial recognition databases in the street. And if you don't comply, if it's cold, you walk around and you cover your face, you get fined for it. Police officers swoop in, threaten you with arrest, and give you a ticket for not allowing your private biometric information to the authorities for no reason. You don't have to do any crimes. Doesn't matter. You're guilty before you're even charged with anything. That's happening in the United Kingdom. We're going to get into that plus a lot more. But before we do, wanted to remind everyone that we are also going to be participating in the Red Pill Expo event that's happening in early June in Hartford, Connecticut. And if you're interested, coming to a conference that I'm going to be at, I'm going to be speaking at. G. Edward Griffin is going to be there, Robert Kiyosaki, Dell, Bigtree, Cynthia McKinney, and others. If you're interested and in the area in Hartford, Connecticut, go check out the link that we have in the description below, where, of course, you could purchase your tickets. Now, Jason, let's get to this story because this is just absolutely insane. There's a video here that we're going to highlight. We're going to play, but it's a video of a campaigner for an organization called the Big Brother Watch, who is pretty much trying to demonstrate how this entire new trial facial recognition system in the UK is. And I think he succeeded in that because he got fined £90. That's like $110, $120 for simply walking past the police and a police van and simply just covering his face. £90, Jason. It's utterly insane what we just saw transpire here, and it has so many more dangerous implications, which we're going to get into in just a little bit.
Yeah, just the fact that you could be walking down the street and doing nothing except for trying to keep your identity private. Now, in this country, we have a Fourth Amendment where you're supposed to be secure in your persons and property, your persons especially. But, you know, let's just play the video because, again, this guy was warned. There were some facial recognition cameras up the way. He decided to cover his face up from his eyes down below just by pulling one of these jobs, and he was immediately met with several officers, and it did not end well. In fact, it ended with a fine.
How would you like if you walk down the street and someone grabbed you? Hold yourself down, you go and handcuff. That's you. You wouldn't like it, would you? Would you mind your necking?
What's your suspicion?
Yes. The fact that he walked past clearly marked
I would do the
recognition
same.
thing and covered his face.
I would do the same.
Gives us grounds to stop
No,
him
it doesn't.
and verify.
No, it doesn't.
Yes. How's that suspicious? Hold on. They want to collect your biometric information to put you in a database. And you're like, hey, I would rather not have that. I'd rather opt out. That's suspicious. No, it's suspicious that you're track tracing and databasing an entire population of people that you want to subjugate, that you lie to, that you're supposed to be allegedly serving and protecting. My goodness, golly great, it's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying to see this happening in the United Kingdom. Is there more to this video, Jason?
Yep, here he comes. He's just saying, hey, look.
Facial recognition. So I walk past like that. It's a cold day as well. As I've done that, the police officers asked me to come to him. So I've got me back up. I said to him, off, basically. I said, I don't want my face shown on anything. If I want to cover my face, I'll cover my face. It's not for them to tell me not to cover my face. I've got a now £90 fine. There you go. Look at that. Thanks, lads. £90.
And, Luke, we have a separate case here, which has just went to court, where, people are fighting this. They're saying, look, enough of this in the streets.
Yeah, before we get into that, we have to understand that this is a new trial that they're running out there. And during this particular trial, the BBC was watching this Big Brother Watch organization doing this. It's an organization that's financed through your donations. I do believe Silky Carlo is a part of this event. She's a friend of mine, just for full transparency here. But during the filming, because the BBC was there, They said that they've found that 3 people were arrested because of this new kind of trial run that they're running. Meanwhile, they're just kind of trying to acquiesce you. They're just testing the water. This is the boiling of the frog kind of analogy happening here. And they just turned it up a few notches. But during this filming, they said that they noticed 3 people being arrested, 2 of the 3 being 14-year-old boys. 8 people were put into question, but 14-year-old boys arrested during, of course, this trial run, which, by the way, the United Kingdom will be doing again this Thursday and Friday in the streets in the United Kingdom by the Met Police. This, of course, this issue goes to court in the United Kingdom as well, as this is going to lead to a very important decision that the judicial system is going to have to make there, because people are coming forward and they're saying, hey, I'm being put in the database even though I'm a completely innocent human being. This automated facial recognition van is capturing everyone's personal private information. And people are saying, rightfully so, that this is an invasion of your privacy. I couldn't agree more. And we have to understand here, facial recognition, it's an extremely powerful policing tool. It's not just surveillance cameras. This facial recognition, this artificial intelligence maps your face to a unique identity, to a unique numerical code of each person's face that they pass by. These are unique, identifiable marks to individuals. It's like taking your DNA or fingerprints. I remember a few years ago, there was talk about police officers taking your blood and taking your DNA. Well, they don't need to do that when they have facial recognition, and they could track, trace, and database everywhere you go, the moment you go, the moment that you live, like you're a dog on a leash to a proverbial government overlord who's going to decide, hey, with this facial recognition, we're going to decide where you can and cannot go. And in China, they're unavoidable. But this is something to worry about desperately, Jason, because when this is put into place, there's no escaping a tyrant completely having all the power over you. And that's dangerous implications.
Well, I also want to point out that they openly admit, if you look at this article, that some of the lists that they're putting together are people not wanted for any crime. Oh, okay. See, I thought you were trying to protect us from criminals. Oh, but there's lists of people without any crime. Well, this is okay because apparently in the UK, they may have laws against DNA and, like you said, fingerprint collection, but no laws against facial recognition. And if you look at this, they try to sugarcoat it, that's saying photos of false matches may be kept for weeks. Well, they may be kept for weeks, months, years, or indefinitely. We don't know because there's no goddamn laws against it. And when you have 3 major cities using this technology since 2015, when you are setting up police vans with high-definition facial recognition cameras in public view, and when people are like, no, sir, and you're giving them a fine, it's a big problem, Luke. It's a real big problem.
Well, it's not a problem. It's the end of any privacy. It's the end of any freedoms, liberty that individuals have on this earth. The implications are huge here. I mean, look at this article here by Yahoo News. Of course, going by the propaganda, bullcrap, statist, establishment talking points, saying, quote, this is their title, facial recognition by police is choice between privacy and preventing terror attacks, says security expert. Preventing terror attacks? You mean the terrorists that we funded, we armed, that we threw weapons to in the Middle East? Saudi radicals that usually are financed and supported by Saudi Arabia, one of Europeans' allies, where the Europeans and the United States are literally shipping weapons to? Or, the people that are angry because we bombed the crap out of them under false pretenses, under lies? Yeah, they're rattling the stick here saying, hey, you don't let us take away your privacy, we're going to beat you over the head with another stick that we ultimately created off of more lies. And again, you have to understand here, this is not about preventing terror attacks, because this is what the NSA data bulk collection in the United States was used to justify that same rationale. They said, hey, we need to spy on you. You don't need any privacy or freedom on your cell phone or on your emails because we have to find the bad guys. That's what the whole NSA data bulk collection program was all about. And guess what? It was all based on a lie. There's been countless of whistleblowers, William Binney and others, that have shown that NSA bulk data collection, collecting all the information from everyone, including innocent people, not just going after targeted individuals, which is the intelligent thing to do, by collecting everyone's information about everything they do online, including their little wee pics. Yeah, that doesn't fight terrorism. As it proved, they had no discernible impact preventing terrorism, according to many studies. There's even a Bloomberg article that says NSA data have no impact on terrorism, because that's exactly what many whistleblowers were blowing the whistle on, saying, hey, these guys are not interested in preventing actual terrorism. They're interested in having ultimate power over everyone. And this is the next step to it. They'll just rattle this fake threat that they established, that they build up, that they made as a way to try to make you afraid, as a way to make you emotional, to go along with their tyranny and their apparatuses of oppression that they're establishing everywhere and are becoming more and more unavoidable. Jason, this is huge, and this is extremely terrifying.
Yeah, I just want to point out that it's the same establishment hack in all of these articles, whether it be the BBC one we showed you, this Yahoo one, which is really a republication of the Telegraph. It's a guy named Chris Phillips, and he's the ex-head of the National Terrorism or Counterterrorism Security Office. Doesn't even have a blue check mark yet. I'm sure that'll change. But don't worry, he's going throughout European establishment television and letting everybody know that if we don't do this, the terrorists win. And we should obviously believe him because he's in a suit and he has a bald head. Let's believe this guy. Give me a break. We can only hope that freedom wins in court, and that this man, Chris Bridges, I believe his name is actually going to not only take on the establishment here, but win against them in this case. But we're going to be keeping an eye on this for sure, Luke, seeing how it develops, because there's no way that we should be going on 4 years in that country using this type of technology on the general populace.
Yeah, it's insane, and it should worry and concern everyone. If you think this video is important, you need to share it more than ever, because guess what? The algorithm, the subscribers, nothing really else matters here except you as an individual deciding, hey, I like this content, I'm going to support it by either liking it, by sharing it, by leaving comments, and most importantly, like, now you have to click that bell button, allegedly, if that even works. But again, there's very little information on this. You guys have to support the little information there is, because a lot of people are just afraid to even talk out against this. But that's why we're here, because we have your support. And once again, thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org.